Alright, so here we have a systems problem. We've got two linear equations, right? There's no x squares in there or anything, so they're not quadratic. Two linear functions, two lines, and they might cross somewhere, right? Two lines intersect at one point. So if there's a solution to this system, we're looking for that one point that both those lines intersect. Alright, so one way to do it is to substitute, use the substitution method, which is to take one of these equations that is solved for x or y. So here we've got what y equals. So y equals 2x minus 5. How do I know that those two things are the same? Well, there's an equal sign. What does that mean? That those two things are equal. They're the same. So if they're the same, the exact same, all right, those are the same thing, y and 2x minus 5, y and 2x minus 5, and y and 2x minus 5, they're the same thing. So if they're the same thing, what I can do is I can take what y equals. All right, what do I know? If I know what y is, what can I do? I can plug it in for y. So I'm going to take that, and instead of putting y here, I'm going to put in 2x minus 5 in for y. And I'm going to have negative 1/3 x plus 2. Alright, I don't need the parentheses. There's nothing out here to be distributed or anything like that. So I'm going to remove the parentheses. And now I got a little equation with x's on both sides. What I'm going to notice first is that, I could add 1/3 x to both sides. I could add 1/3 x to both sides to get rid of this. What I'm going to do instead, though, is I'm going to take a look at this and say, I would really like this fraction to not exist. All right, I would really like there not to be a denominator here. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, well, this is really just negative 1 divided by 3. And I know how to undo division. I know how to undo this dividing by 3 by multiplying by 3. But I can't just multiply this by 3. I need to multiply the entire side by 3. I need to multiply that entire side by 3. I need to make that right side 3 times as big. So that means I'm going to make the left side 3 times as big. Alright? So if I make the left side 3 times as big, well, that's 3 times 2x, which makes 6x, and 3 times negative 5, which makes negative 15. Everybody on board with that? Good. I've got 3 times negative 1/3. The division and multiplication are going to cancel out. You're going to be just left with negative x. And 3 times 2 is 6. Alright, so that's what we got. Let's move me over. Whoa! Whoa! Alright, okay, cool. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, well, I don't want x's on the right. I want them on the left. So I'm going to get rid of this by adding an x. I now have 7 x's on the left. Minus 15 equals 6. I'm going to add 15 to both sides. And I'm going to have 7 x's equals, what is that, 23? Phooey. Phooey. So I'm going to divide both sides by 7. And I was hoping to be a nice whole number there. Let's see, 23 divided by 7. It's kind of a nasty decimal. Alright, so it's x equals 3.29, which makes me think I'm going to go back and check my work. I'm going to check my work really quick. I'm going to put this on pause. See if you can find an error that I've done too. Alright, I'm going to go back and check. See if you can find it. Press pause and see if you can find it. If I made one. So did you find the mistake? Did you push pause? Did you look for it? Did you already see it? Or are you like, duh, Mr. Marcus, that's not right, that's not right. Well, if you did, good, good. I made a mistake. Now, good learning opportunity, right? So if I got this decimal, it's okay for this to be a decimal answer. But I was thinking maybe it's kind of not the nicest looking decimal. I'm going to go back and see, check my work. Maybe there was an error in there. Turns out it is. All right. Turns out that 6 plus 15 is not 23. All right. It's absolutely not. It's 7x equals 21. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better because now when I divide by 7, I get x equals 3. Oh man, that's so much nicer. So much nicer. Now that I know that x equals 3, how can I find out what y is? All right, let's move me down here. All right, how can I find out what y is? Well, if I know what x is, I can plug it in for x. So take your equation, y equals 2x minus 5, and instead of x, I'm plugging in 3. I'm substituting. And I get y equals 3 times 2, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 5, y equals 1. Last thing to do is write this as a point, as this solution is the point where these two lines intersect, at the point 3, 1. So if I plug this point into both equations, you would get something that was true. You get an answer that was true for both. That's the only point that's going to do that. All right, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it.